Hello, breadfiesta here. Welcome back to Let's Play Poképark Wii Pikachu's Adventure. In the last extra, we completed the madness that was Bulbasaur's daring dash and destroyed my arms. So now I just have these limp noodles, which is going to make it challenging to do the next attraction, which is Venusaur's Vine Swing. We'll need 5 berries to play. Luckily, we have that. Today's topic of Pokemon things. Oh. Yay, they all work together. I guess when you talk to Venusaur after making friends with Blaziken and Empoleon, Venusaur becomes your best friend. That's fun. Okay. So today's topic is going to be about Pokemon team building. Or rather, the teams that I used in my original run-throughs of each game. I don't super remember all of them very well, but I'm going to try to remember those today. Okay. So we have less options here for this game, and we also get to see a preview of our legendary that we'll get to unlock. So we're going to start again. Pikachu can play every game. Magikarp can play most of the games. So, that's fun. We're also going to start off by discussing favorite Pokemon of a few different types, since I want to do that every episode. I also don't remember the controls. I wasn't paying attention. I think it's hold it vertical and press B to swing. Okay. You only got 72 feet. Magikarp, you can do that. This is silly. How Magikarp like grabs on. It looks so serious. Oh, and the Wiimote is going to make a noise. Okay. Alright. We did not do that right. Oh, we're figuring it out. So last time I talked about grass types. It's a new record, but it's not the bonus, so we gotta try again. I said Weepinbell. But some other grass types that I really like are, I like Bayleaf a whole lot. I think Lilligant is up there also. Lilligant is such like a beautiful Pokemon. Lilligant would be starring in my webcomic of Let's Play. That was good. 135? Nice. Lilligant would be in my Let's Play Pokemon Black webcomic. And some other notable grass types that are not in the top 3. Leavanny, the grass bug, and Gourgeist. I think Gourgeist looks real cool. And then we also have Fairy. Munchlax, we can do this. We got this, bro. Or sis, or whatever is in between. Fairy. Oh, one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, my spirit animal, Gardevoir, is a fairy type. That was why I was super hesitant about fairy types when they first introduced them. We could have done that better, but I think it was still pretty good. But when I found out that my spirit animal was a fairy type, then it was just like, oh, changed my mind completely. Fairy types are not one of my favorites. But there's also like Mawile. She's a cutie. Like, Mawile's a fairy type. And there's also Floette. I like Floette a lot. No honorable mentions for fairy type. And then we have bug type. Yes, I would like to choose another Pokemon. Bug type, there's a ton of bugs that I like. Yes, I want to do Pikachu again. We can break 164. Because Nintendo 64. Ha ha ha. How many times have I made that joke when playing N64 games? The answer is all the time. And even when not, because this is not an N64 game. This is several generations after. Oh, weird. What are we doing? Come on. That's better. That's not quite better, but it's good enough. Top 3 bug types. Masquerain. Masquerain is one of my favorite Pokemon. Like, in Ruby and Sapphire, I will like waste so much time trying to find a Surskit. But then they made Surskit so like weirdly common in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire that it feels like every person has a Surskit, or it's a very common like wonder trade is like a special Surskit with like Felstinger or something, which kind of like, because I feel like when you played Ruby and Sapphire the first time, you could go the whole game without even knowing that Surskit was in it, because Surskit was just so rare in every area that it was in. Boom, 184. That's oh, I like how Venusaur did like the whole like petal blizzard thing. That's cool. I like Venusaur. What are you even saying, Pachirisu? Not even words. Okay, next. So we have Masquerain. I also like Ariados. I think Ariados just looks so cool. Same with Beedrill. Beedrill was actually on my original Pokemon Blue team. Honorable mentions Leavanny again, Venomoth, and then Ledian. Even though Ledian is about as strong as, like, how did they describe it? Ledian is as cute as a button and as strong as one too. But I still like it. I don't know, we did not break the record that time. We kind of did it too high. It's okay, Trico. We got this. We'll do it again. This is a more challenging game than Bulbasaur's. So yeah, my original... I feel like I've thought about my original Pokemon Blue team enough that I should be able to remember most of it. So there's Venusaur, of course. I picked Fearow over... Oh, that was real bad. That was a bit... I kind of wanted to go faster than... I should have been more patient. That's fine. Yes, I picked Fearow over Pidgeot. Because I didn't feel like Pidgeot had a whole lot of good moves at the time. And just, like, Fearow was cooler looking. Like, something that pecks you versus something that hits you with its wings. Like, this is... Oh, that's a sparkly jump. Like, there we go. That's how you do it. Because any pole vaulter... No, pole vaulters have to do with height. Long jumpers, they're not going to get, like, a 200-foot jump. Okay, so it was Venusaur, Fearow, Beedrill. I had Graveler, because we didn't trade for some reason. And I thought Graveler was cooler than Golem anyway. I felt like Golem should have been slower, so that was probably why I hesitated and stayed with Graveler. I just thought Graveler was cool. Who else? I want to say Ninetales. I'm not sure. I don't think I had an evolution on my first team, because I didn't really like... I mean, I do like the first few evolutions, but... Well, I like Flareon. Let's go with that. I don't think there was one on my first team. Come on, there's only 150 Pokemon at the beginning. I have to remember. I would have needed a water type. I feel like it was Kingler. But it could have been... I probably wanted it to be Seadra, because Seadra is like one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. I'm not quite a Gen 1er, honestly, but I kind of started developing like a world of... it was something we were going to do like a Dungeons and Dragons, but like Pokemon. And I created like all like the gym leaders and the Elite Four and all that. And one of the Elite Four was a Gen 1er who believed that like Professor Oak's work was the best work. So that person would only use like the Gen 1 Pokemon. Mewtwo. That's the last one. Of course. Mewtwo used to be my highest level Pokemon ever, like in the 80s, but now since I put like over 200 hours into Pokemon X, my whole team is at like 90 now, I think. I think Glaceon is the highest. Mankey's doing something weird too, like hanging by his tail here. I don't know if this is how... That's what Apom was doing also. Like, Mankey's just trying to be a copycat of some sort. I think that does it. Yeah, you kind of like tumbled a bit there, but it's wherever like your body touches first. Which is why when you're doing the long jump, you want to fall, like hit with your feet and then fall forward onto your knees if you're going to lose balance, rather than fall backwards onto your butt, because that's going to detract from your score. Life tips, young track stars. It's getting a little bit tougher. In Pokemon Gold and Silver, I have some interesting stories about my team, because I had Meganium. Crobat was on my team, because for some reason I just decided, like, you know what, these Zubats that are everywhere, I'm just going to train one. But then all of a sudden Golbat evolved into Crobat, and I was just like, my mind was blown that all of a sudden, like, I had this cool Pokemon that I knew nothing about. Nice. But Crobat was super cool to have. I also had the Red Gyarados was on my team. Who else? Oh, okay. So I actually raised an unknown on my final team. For Gold and Silver. It was an unknown K. Because at the time, this was high school times, I think. Probably. When I was playing it, at least, it was high school. And I had a crush on a girl whose name started with K. So I took unknown K. I'm a cool person. Okay. Yes, Ambipom, great. Pokemon Ruby Sapphire, I had... But yeah, go back to the unknown. Don't skip things. The unknown K had Psychic Hidden Power, so I just felt like it lined up perfect. Like, oh, it was a Psychic Pokemon with Psychic Hidden Power. Great. Worked out. Get that same type attack bonus. Of course Tangrowth would be in this, because Tangrowth has the other Vine Swinging game. Oh, we didn't make it even. New record, but not quite. We need to try again. In Ruby and Sapphire, I had Blaziken, Breloom, because two fighting types, Gardevoir, and Masquerain. Like, I spent so much time in, like, one of those very first routes, like, trying to find a routes, routes who would have, Trace as its ability. Like, third generation just added so much to everything with, like, the abilities. Like, it was probably the most influential generation. Other than second generation, of course, which kind of, like, fixed the stats from the first gen. Let's see, who else did I have? Who would have balanced it out? I have a fire, I have a grass. Masquerain was the water, because of Bubble Beam. Okay, this makes sense now, because Primeape teaches you Iron Tail, but when Primeape was a Mankey, it had a tail. So that's why it knows about Iron Tail. Look at this! Whoa, you headbutt. Goodness. I feel like if I get 4 out of 6, then that's That's good, yeah. Diamond and Pearl. Gosh. I had Diamond, first off. Yeah, it was Blue, Silver, Sapphire, Diamond. I always went with the bluer colors because I still really don't like red as a color. I like pink, but I just don't like red. So in Diamond, it was... I started with Piplup, but Piplup didn't make it to the end, or Empoleon, because I didn't like Empoleon. So I actually switched out with Octillery. So I had Octillery, I had Luxio. Like, I didn't fully evolve it into Luxray, because I don't like Luxray either. I don't like very many of the Pokemon in that generation. I had Lopunny. I did like Lopunny. I had... Mesprit was on my final team. I feel like I had Kricketune, probably. I don't know. Infernape with his whole, Zen, let's see. We're getting into Black and White now. I feel like I should remember who I had in Pokemon Black. I picked Pokemon Black because I thought it would have a Zekrom. But secretly I liked Reshiram better, so I was pleasantly surprised when Reshiram was the legendary in that game. But I had yes, Infernape. Samurott. Not Infernape. 5th generation was really poor for fire types. Like, if you didn't start with Tepig, then you really only had Darmanitan. And that was... Or... no, it was 4th generation was really bad for fire types. If you didn't start with the fire type, then you only had Ponyta. That was your only option. Who else did I have in Pokemon Black? Oh, yeah, no, because I wrote this down like a long before. I had Chandelure. I had Emolga. Samurott, Chandelure, Emolga. I think I'd leave any. We're getting kind of towards the end of like where it's all marked off. So I don't know where Jirachi is gonna what Jirachi's... Yay, Jirachi cannot play. And then X and Y I started with I had way too many Pokemon that I was playing as. Playing with, I guess, because they were my friends. And I just kind of talked about which Pokemon. I didn't talk about my logic behind team building, because I kind of tried to build in general, 1 grass type, 1 fire type, 1 water type, some sort of ground or rock type to be the solid thing, some sort of psychic type, and then a flyer usually. That was bad. We're making Venusaur run all the way back here. I have disgraced this legendary Pokemon. Oh. I don't think we've heard this music before. Everybody's kind of dejected. I goofed pretty bad. Okay, 328. We got this. Look how far away Venusaur is. But yeah, I kind of try to follow that pattern, so I have a pretty balanced team. And I'll substitute out, instead of a flyer, I'll have a bug type. Did I make it? Did I make it? Did I make it? Oh, just barely. Just barely made it past where it's marked. Jirachi. So many berries. If I remember any more in post-editing, then I will post-edit my teams into the commentary with pictures and stuff. I will be looking forward to it also, but we've 100% completed Venusaur's Vine Swing. So the next one is Pelipper's attraction, I think. As I try to make sense of the thoughts in my head, we'll make our way over towards Pelipper. But I also try to do, like, I try not to raise any Pokemon that I haven't raised before. So, like, I maintain a spreadsheet of which Pokemon I've had on my teams through, like, main playthroughs or, like, replays. Although Pikachu was on my very first Pokemon Blue team. I used Raichu. Because for some reason Raichu was, like, one of my favorite electric types. But I have used Raichu more than once. I think Raichu was the only one I've used more than once. Just because electric types are not my favorite type. Sorry, electric type fans. Or water type fans, honestly. Like, I'm not super big into water types, even though there's so many water types. You can make a game of just water types. Okay, so in the next extra episode, we're going to be completing... come on. Pelipper's... thing in the air. Ring... flight simulator. Sure. I have been breadfiesta, and I hope your day is going exactly the way that you want it to.